1,000 subscribers. 1,000 people enjoy my videos. I've really enjoyed all the support that I've gotten throughout the past couple of years, and I couldn't have done it without you, statistically, because you guys are the people who actually subscribe to the channel. I literally could not have reached 1,000 subscribers without you. That's just how it works. I don't have any like giveaways to do for 1,000 subscribers, but I did have one thing that I actually wanted to do, and I've actually held off for almost like a year now, and that was unboxing the original Uncle Charlie. Now, I did do a comparison, and it was actually one of my first ever videos, but that was really kind of bad. It wasn't really descriptive and just kind of gave you a general overview of what Uncle Charlie is, but never really like the close-ups and things that you probably don't see often. And that's what I want to do in this video, is like a full-on unboxing, just like any other unboxing, but with a prop that I really can't find like a thorough unboxing of on YouTube. And that's what I want to do today, and I think it's a good way to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. Oh, and Happy New Year's. It is currently January 2nd, 2024, and this is probably going to be one of the fewer videos that I'm going to be uploading until, say, July, August of 2024. I know it's a little different from last year. Usually I just upload whenever, but I'm trying to stick to some sort of a schedule, so I'm planning for that in August and September and October of Halloween time. But for a certain video like this, I'm going to upload it as soon as possible. So just want to put that out there. And yes, I've been working on Halloween stuff 24/7 ever since last season was over. And I already have a few videos in the backlog. And I hope you guys will enjoy them once they come out. We've done a lot of work. If you follow my Instagram, you'll probably know some of what those videos could possibly be. So go follow that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Halloween 2024, and I really can't wait to show you all what I have up my sleeve. So without further ado, let's unbox Uncle Charlie. I guess we should look at the box first. So this is the box. Mine is a little beat up. It's got some wear. Someone tried to put electrical tape instead of like packing tape on it and then ripped it off. So it's missing some of the box art. But the majority of it's there, which is nice. But you can see it has all the details. It tells you sound and lights requires the 3 AA's. Yes, so this thing needs batteries and an adapter for the motor. So there's a few props out there. Gertrude's like that. The Gatekeeper is similar as well, I believe. Very interesting why they couldn't just get it all to work off of an adapter or something. You see it says designed for indoor and covered outdoor use, and has an age bracket for 14 years and up, which I don't think they do that anymore. This is the side of the box. We got some detail about batteries and the actual old sales tag. It retailed originally, Uncle Charlie did, for $150 back in 2010. So for, I think he's about 6 foot tall with the hat on and stuff. It's not a bad price. Here's the front of my box. This is probably the best side, the least amount of ripped off pieces. Looks pretty good. Uncle Charlie's got the blue outline around him, which is something they did around that era, 2010 and so forth. And then this side as well, basically the same stuff. Has his actual stock photo on this side though. But yeah, so that's the box basically. Oh, there was one more thing that I thought was pretty cool. So on the bottom here, you see it says quality check by Spencer's Gifts. That's something I've not seen on any other boxes from the time in general. And I've got a few from this era, but this is the only one I've seen that say that, which is pretty interesting. The old packaging tape. So that's something I thought I'd point out, because I don't know if all the boxes have that. But I think it's pretty cool because it kind of like jumps the boundary between Spencer's and Spirit and how they're like sister companies basically. It's kind of funny. But now that we've seen the box, let's see what's inside the box. So, cut the packaging tape off. Now this is just packaging tape I put on it for safety reasons, so it doesn't just, all the contents just fly out from the box if you pick it up the wrong way. Always use packaging tape. I would never want to really put duct tape on boxes. Packaging tape's good. If you need to take it off, you can with like a hair dryer. So let's see what's inside. Now the inside of the box is like really worn. And it looks like it was like glued on at one point, which is weird. It's like glued shut. I don't know. But here's the inside. My Uncle Charlie is actually a little modified, nothing crazy, but I added pool noodles to his like legs and arms to make him look a little less like an animatronic, I guess. So there's the one pool noodle, here's the other pool noodle. Those were for the legs. Here's one of the arms right here. Again, pool noodles were not originally on Uncle Charlie, not to my knowledge at least. I've never seen one with them. And then here is this is the lollipop arm right here. Had to cut out some divots for the pool noodle to fold nicely. This is his clothing. It's all worn and raggedy, and I feel like some of that might be with age, but it also might be just to look like that he's an old creepy clown. The buttons are different in color, at least this one is. It's kind of discolored compared to the other ones. The flower is like the most worn part here. It seems almost like faded. Like I would think it's supposed to be like a bright white like this petal is, but these are just kind of like yellowish tan, which is kind of weird. It just looks dirty to me, but I think it goes with the look. His bow tie actually doesn't look that bad. I don't know if it's these or the new Charlie, but one of them it's like stickers. This one might be stickers, the little polka dots on it. And then there's hints of blood on the bow tie as well. This is where his sensor comes out. It's just a light sensor, one of these. I think it's this one. And there's like a little Velcro piece. I'm not really sure how this is supposed to actually like get mounted to the sensor. And there's not really any instructions on how you do that. And then back here is his battery pack holder. It's just sewn onto the shirt here. And the battery pack just sits in this little pouch. So that's how that works. These are the pants. These are really supposed to, I think, have like some elastic in them, but for the age, the elastic is completely gone. So I have to hold these up with these like paper clips, not paper clips, but these clips that you see in like a teacher's classroom. I'll show you them right now, I guess. Here's one of them. I have to hold his pants up with these things. And considering I have the bag out, might as well just show you. Here's his battery pack right here. I put Uncle Charlie on it just to know in case this thing ever gets lost, because they actually get lost a lot. A lot of Charlies are missing the battery pouch. But, so yeah, mine says Uncle Charlie, so I don't lose it. And I've got some screws that I've used to screw his poles together, but I also noticed that he comes with original screws that I didn't really realize were in the box until like a year later. And it also comes with cotter pins, because there's one cotter pin that's on the motor, and I guess these are replacements for it. And then all these other clips and the screws. So that's in that bag. This is the speaker I use for him. It's something I got from Home Depot for like $20. It works pretty well. And this is for an external speaker, so Uncle Charlie did not originally come with an external speaker jack. But his speaker quality is really poor, and I'll show you that when I take it out. It's like a little tiny dinky speaker with a PVC pipe to amplify the sound. But that's the speaker I use. Here is his adapter. It's massive, it's like a brick, and really long cord as well, which is nice. And then here's the aux cable that I use. Now here is mine's bucket. But like, look at this. It looks like these buckets were once something else, because mine has like blue and pink paint under it. I have no idea what that is. And it just like is painted over. So maybe it was supposed to look like something different and they changed it at the last minute. I don't know. Here is the probably most valuable piece of the whole set of Uncle Charlie, is the head itself. Here it is. It's blow molded plastic, so you don't have to worry about dry rot. And I really love the detail on this thing. It really looks pretty realistic. I love the white dry brushing on it, and the nose is just so cartoonish. It's really pretty scary. And something that lacked with the new Charlie is the pointed teeth right here. These make him look intimidating, I think. It's a lot more scarier than the new Charlie. But yeah, plastic, sturdy, durable. And all the internals, the circuit board is actually in the head here. And you can't really see it, but it's actually right down here. You probably can't see this, but it's hiding in there. All the wires are coming out through here, and his Try Me plug is actually on the side of his head, right there. He's got some derpy eyes. They're kind of looking in different directions, but it's not that big of a deal. We all know his eyes light up, and he talks. We got all 4 of his support poles. These are interesting because they have these connections here, and all 4 of the poles have connections, which is pretty interesting. There's no push pins. This is all screwed together. There's 2 poles with the singular cylinder right here and here, and then there's 2 poles with like a double, and I don't know what these are for, if they are even for anything. It doesn't really say in the instructions. Here are the instructions actually, right here. Very grainy and pixelated. You cannot really tell what's going on. It's really generic. Nothing like today's instructions. There were updated instructions a little later in the later models, but this is an original 2010 to my knowledge, and this is what the instructions look like. This is the hip loop that I was talking about, and I'll show you. These are the 2 forks that go into those connections. This is the hand for the bucket. Really nice texturing and solid plastic, good detail. It's got black fingernails, something the new Charlie is lacking to my knowledge. Overall, really good. And I like how long the arm comes up. It doesn't just like stop right here. It goes up a little ways. Here is the hand holding the lollipop. Again, nice detail. Arm goes up some ways. And these are just connected with a fork right here. Here's the lollipop. Another thing that gets lost often, I think. And it's not broken. Sometimes you have to like glue these back on. It's a little loose, but I don't really think it's gonna go anywhere just yet. But yeah, it's a lot more detailed than the new Uncle Charlie lollipop. This is his second hip, not hip loop, but his like chest loop. And here's the sensor right here. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's just kind of like glued to it and zip tied. It's pretty sketchy, and it just gets plugged in right here. So that's what turns him on, and I've already had to like resolder this once, so I'm trying to be very gentle with it so it doesn't break again. And then here is his main mechanism. I guess it's pretty sketchy. This is where I did the conversion for amplified sound. As you can see, it just gets plugged in right here. I used the same plugs that the original Charlie has, so I didn't have to cut any wires. So if I want him to work off of the original speaker, I use this plug right there. And if I want him to work off of his amplified sound, I use this wire. So very easy to work with, and no cut wires, so that's good. And then here's the speaker that I was telling you about. It's just got a PVC pipe to amplify it. Pretty lackluster right there. You can barely hear it outside. Kind of annoying. And then here's the hat. Again, different from the new Charlie. It's got a darker orange color to it. And I have it tied to the mech here because one time it was windy out and the hat blew away. Couldn't find it for a little bit. Was freaking out. And it was actually in a garbage can. But now, so that shouldn't really happen again. If the hat gets blown off, it'll just fall and this little piece of string will catch it. So that's my way of not losing his hat again. And then this long wire right here is the plug for his power to the motor. Here are the shoes, cloth shoes, the best shoes they ever made. Nothing beats the cloth shoes. Those plastic shoes they have nowadays got nothing on these old cloth shoes. And then here's the base, very generic, very simple. And I don't think many people know which way this goes. And I don't know, is this the front or is this the front? I don't think it's known, but I usually put it this way. This is the front for me. That's everything that's in the box. So let's set up Uncle Charlie. Here's all the contents just sprawled all around the floor here. Got some, just a bunch of stuff. It's probably one of the more intense, not intense, but detailed setups because of the fact that he's got all these components for him and it's so different from modern day animatronics and stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we are going to want to do is take his shoes. And he's got a hole at the bottom of the shoe here, and you just slide that through the pole. And you can pack the shoes with like newspaper and stuff, however much you want. That's already pre-done for me right here. Now we're going to take the poles with the 2 cylinder things right here. Slide those down and line up the holes on the poles, and we are going to screw them together here. Now I'm going to take these pool noodles that I've got right here, and I'm going to just kind of put them around the pole here. You're now going to want to take these poles with the one fork piece right here, and you're going to want to make sure that when you put them on, you're going to want to make sure that these forks are facing outwards, not inwards. That's going to give you the right clearance to put the hip loop on. We're going to want to take his pants here and put them over the poles, and you're going to want to make sure that the side with the holes ripped in them is facing outwards to the front, and that's the right way of doing it. I guess if you don't like the holes, you can always like put it backwards so the pants look a little more clean, but for me, I like the holes facing outwards. Kind of sells the fact that the clothes are like worn and ripped and old. Then we're going to take this hip loop and have it facing outwards like this, and it goes in these little cylinders right here perfectly. And then we're going to take the pants, put it around the hip loop, and you see there's no elastic. This is actually worse than when I first got them. I never realized this, but the elasticity is like really absolutely just gone. So it's a good thing I used these clips here, because I don't know how his pants would stay up if I didn't have them. But we're just gonna start off at the front, I guess, and I'm just gonna take one clip at a time, clip it like that, fold it over. I'm gonna go right here in the back, take another clip, fold it over. That's probably the only ones you really need, but I'm extra, and I'm gonna put another clip on each of the sides as well. Now we are going to want to take the mechanism portion of him and slide it onto the poles right here, and it might take a little playing with because the clearances aren't like perfect, but eventually it should all just come together and it should be like a nice tight strong fit. And then once that's done, you're going to take your other two screws and screw the holes in the poles, locking it all into place. Therefore you can pick it up and walk it wherever you want. Now we're gonna take the head and mount it on, and I just want to show you this. I just want to show you the speaker modifications I've made. I just want to show you the different in sound quality that you have now with this. So initially we're gonna plug in the sound with the original speaker, and I'm going to show you how that works. So this chest bracket, just there's two little hook loops right here. Hook loops? I don't know. The cylinder things for the forks to go into, they just slide in nicely like that. And then we're going to just plug in the sensor so we can actually demo it. So I got the battery pack right here. I just want to show you the sound. And so I'm going to flip it on, put my hand in front of the sensor here, and see how loud he is.
It's all fun and games till somebody loses that soul.
So it's like kind of tinny, not the greatest quality, and it's very quiet in a loud room. So now I'm going to do the little modification with the aux cable and external speaker. So this speaker, again, like $20 at Home Depot, and it's a rechargeable speaker, so you can't just have it on all the time, but you're just going to place one of the plugs into it. I'm gonna go with this one. So here you can see the setup. It's just kind of zip tied there, so it's just nice and confined, and that aux cable just goes down to the speaker. So that speaker should be on full volume. Yes, it is. It's gonna be pretty loud, I think. So here we go. We're gonna flip the battery box on. I had to switch the aux cable for some reason, but now it's working and it's a lot louder. So here we go. Get the sensor to work.
Step right up. The first to live an hour inside wins the prize.
Yeah, so way louder than the original, and that's what I'm going to be keeping with for probably ever, because it's just 10 times better. I just kind of put the clothes on quickly here because it takes forever to put the clothes on. So now we're going to put the arms on and the hands and accessories. Just make it look presentable. Uncle Charlie is probably one of the hardest to make him look like presentable, like an actual human. It's just so jankety and stuff that it's just kind of a pain. There's some Velcro on his like shirt and stuff, and there's Velcro under his chin right here. You Velcro that. So I put the battery pack back in the little pouch there. There's like Velcro, but it's like backwards. It's like they sewed it on wrong. It's pretty weird. I don't think it's necessary to put the Velcro on. As long as it's sitting in the pouch, it's okay, I think. As long as you're not like putting it upside down, but then you probably got other things to worry about at that point. Now we're gonna try and straighten out the hat a little bit, get the creases out where you don't want them. I like my hat down a lot more than up like this. I think he looks more intimidating with the hat lower. And you just fix the hair, get it turned nice and where you want it. You can put the hair in front of the ears or behind the ears. It's all up to you. And then there's some more Velcro in the back here that you're gonna wanna just tidy up. And now he should be ready to go. We just got one more thing here, and that's the bucket. Put it in the hand, make sure it looks nice and presentable. Don't put too much candy in it or else he might just flop on his face. That's an actual thing. So now, let's see his demo.
Don't worry. Clowns scare me too. Step right up. The first to live an hour inside wins the prize. Don't worry. Clowns scare me too. Step right up. The first to live an hour inside wins the prize. Want a little candy? Come on. I won't hurt you. Much. It's all fun and games. Till somebody loses their soul.
So there he is, the 2010 original Uncle Charlie animatronic. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I've been wanting to make this one for a long time, but I wanted to save it for the 1,000 sub special, and I am pretty happy with how it turned out. The reason why I wanted to use this as the 1,000 sub video is because this is the animatronic that really, I guess, got me into the collecting aspect of Halloween. Before this prop, I didn't really have anything super rare and hard to find, and it was just more of a decorate the yard, have some fun on Halloween sort of a deal. But once I found this guy, it started the obsession and the addiction that I think many of us share, and is just finding a bunch of animatronics and stuff and searching Facebook Marketplace for 24 hours a day, that sort of thing. So this is kind of what started it all, I guess. It's also the animatronic I spent the most money on. So in that aspect, it's kind of like the most prized possession, I guess you could say, in my collection, even though it's probably not the rarest. But to me, it's one of my favorite animatronics, and I think it always will be. Just the character of Uncle Charlie is so well known in the Haunter community, and I think it shows, because this thing, you don't see much animatronics that are similar to this. Just his sayings and stuff is amazing, and I really enjoy the character, even though he's not really anything revolutionary, especially not even back in the day. It's such a simple design. It's just a reindeer motor, really, and some lights and sound, not even mouth movement, which was a thing at the time. It's very simple, but just the overall sculpt and just the detail in the hands and head is just something that's so cool, and I think they've kind of shied away from, Spirit Halloween has, in the recent years. It's just, this is so simple and just so cool in design, and I think Spirit Halloween should go back to stuff of that sort. Like, what happened to statics? This thing is basically just like a little glorified static animatronic in a way, because it just has head turn, nothing crazy. But the thing that makes it so cool is just the posture of it. Like, look at that. That looks pretty intimidating just in the lighting right now. Not even on, it's just turning its head. So props like that, I think, should try and make a comeback. It might not be as revolutionary, but I would definitely probably buy stuff like that. So that about wraps up this video. I want to say thank you all for the 1,000 subscribers. That is amazing. I also want to say Happy New Year. 2024 has just started, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. Halloween and just life in general. And I hope you all have a safe and happy new year. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.